Well, hi guys, and welcome back to this week's budget review. We got a full house today, so there's probably going to be a visit from Bert, maybe an occasional grunt, or hopefully not a scream from Ray in the background. But we are snowed in, guys. So, for those of you who are new, I picked the Hemlock and Oak 2025 weekly planner for my budget planner for this year. And it's going absolutely wonderful. I'm very glad that I went from the daily to the weekly. So they start off with this self-reflection area. Again, I have just not had the time to actually dig into this for this year yet. For me, I like a lot of quiet time, a lot of time to reflect and really think about the questions and answers, and that has not happened this year, guys. Normally I have winter break to myself. I did not this year, and then work and life gets in the way. So one day this is going to get done, but so far for this year it has not. As for the goals, this is the first goal that I've set for this year. Again, with this being a budget planner, everything is going to be pretty much budget related. And again, I'm trying to keep all of my store card accounts down, or, at zero, close to zero as possible, something manageable. Just because having balances on these accounts takes away from the funds that I could be using to pay off the actual debts that we are focusing on here. So we did get the scrubber paid off. That was on Kohl's, but no other progress has been made on these. Basically, I'm kind of bouncing between the focus account, which is perks, and then one of these. So it was perks again this week. Just trying to get the debts down, guys. Again, no new habits, just because there's a habit section in the monthly overview. I'm just going to focus on one habit at a time, guys. We're not going to the extreme here. Okay, so then that leads us to the daily framework. I absolutely love this page. I love how it turned out. Again, I do have that nice little high energy midway through the day. This is really, if something's getting done, it's happening at this time. We can see 411, so I am right on that part of where I take a dip. So we gotta get this video done, guys, or it's not gonna happen. And again, I just made like a nice little vision board, just a friendly reminder as to, why I budget, why I want to get my finances in check, because it's not really just all about the numbers for me. It's, about life. What do you want to include in your life? So, let's see here, moving right along, they have the 2 years at a glance page. Again, I use this as like a projected payoff plan. I was using the debt payoff planner app. Again, I believe I have this linked in the description, but you take all of your accounts, the amounts, plug them in. It'll generate you a payoff plan based on how you want to pay off. You could do the snowball method, the avalanche method. You could even have a custom set method. The choice is yours, and it just makes a nice little payoff plan for you. This year I went with something a little different. Really, I think I was just procrastinating setting this up. But what I did is, since I know that I'm going to do $50 extra every Sunday, which is what I'm supposed to be doing, I wanted to see how long it would take me if I just did the minimum. If I paid the minimum per month and then the $50 every Sunday, how long is it going to take to actually pay these things down? And it's a really long time, guys. It's a lot of time. So in one weird way, it's it's kind of like a little bit more motivating to me because the dates aren't pushed up as high as they would be if I would do the snowball method. It's like worst case scenario, perks is going to get paid off in April. I truly believe I'm going to have it paid off before April. So I'm kind of hoping that like each time one of these gets paid off that it like gives me that little bit of an extra motivational boost of like, hey, you paid it off beforehand. When, I mean, really, I didn't. It was like the least amount of effort. But I don't know. I'm just trying to see if I can like mentally trick myself. So we could see we are on week 3 of paying perks off. Um, let's see here. I kind of don't like the way that they have these ordered. I feel like this should be after that, but I guess it does make sense because that's the yearly. But just so that you can see, this is the progress that we've made so far. I started off with a 733 balance, made a $230 payment on the 5th. That took me to 503, made an additional 50. I know I have it marked on the 13th, but it was the 14th, and that brings me down to 453. So we could even see like we're at the halfway point of January right now, and 453 looks a lot better than 733. So yeah, like I was saying, like I can't see it taking till April to, do this. So yeah. that's the payoff journey for the focused account right there. So far. Going back to this yearly page here, I use this as like a dashboard. Oh my god, I ripped my little charm off, guys. I got too aggressive. I'm gonna have to put that back on. It like hangs off of the table, so it's right at the right point. Gonna have to see if Ray got his little metal clippers. Okay, yeah, no, okay, so I use this as like a yearly dashboard. So this is like all of those yearly bills that you really don't think about, holidays, birthdays, registration of plates, car inspections, insurance funds, taxes, those type of things. Of course, candle day for Bath and Body Works. That's becoming a holiday now, so I listed. I also tracked my credit score just to see how it's going throughout the year. So again, this page doesn't really look too lively. Nothing's really happened so far, but this is what we got. It's January. Okay, and again, the quarterly pages, which I really am thinking like I'm gonna track the payments that I have on the focus accounts up here, but I'm really thinking since I only have like 6 or 7 accounts now, versus like the 20 some when I did start, guys. it's been a long journey, but I'm thinking since there's so few of them now, I can just list their ending totals at the end of the month down here, and then that way I can kind of track and see monthly how the interest affects the balances, because there are a lot of these accounts that I do pay $150 a month on, and like $100 of it goes to interest. So it feels like I'm paying a lot, which I am paying a lot, but it's not going towards the actual balance, and it's a little depressing, guys, but it is what it is. Again, I gotta keep getting that credit score up so that I can keep taking advantage of these 0% offers, and which really do help bring this down more quickly. Again, the holidays page, they give you this blank page off to the side, and what I want to do with this, which I haven't generated enough ideas with it yet, but the general concept's going to be is that I'm going to have a seasonal spending grid, and I'm going to split it into 4 separate quads for quarter 1, quarter 2, quarter 3, etc. And it's just really trying to figure out what's all going to be included on this. So like for the first quarter, we have, New Year's Day, Valentine's Day. I got Ray's birthday on there, St. Patrick's Day. Um, ooh, Easter is not until April. So that's quarter two. That's nice to know. Okay, so I would probably have taxes in there too. That's on March. So it's like there's not really a lot for holiday wise. So that's what I'm wondering. Like, should I, like, when I say seasonal spending, does that actually like include like everything for seasonals? Because right now we're gonna see, like, when we get into the weeklies, I had to purchase like salt. I use liquid salt, but you got rock salt, and that's for snow removal. There's gonna be I had to get sweaters and jeans because it's cold. So, am I counting those as seasonal items? Because I wouldn't have had the urge to purchase new sweaters if I didn't have a foot of snow outside. So I'm gonna wait until the end of the month. Granted, we only got one more week to go, but I'm just gonna kind of wait and see, like, what was it out of all of my spending that I can count as seasonal related. Like, we got household decorations. I just granted, I had Michael's rewards, but I just sent for some Valentine's Day decorations, because I want to decorate the house for Valentine's Day. Like, to me, it's almost considered a seasonal expense, because it's something I wouldn't be doing if the season didn't call me to do it. So I don't know, guys. I'm kind of curious to see what this page is going to turn into. But I'm just using their little sticky notes, their weekly sticky notes. But I mean, I don't care. Sticky note's a sticky note. So again, that's probably nothing's really going to happen to this page until February. And that gets us to the January overview. Again, I am just going to take a quick break, guys, just get a sip of water, relax my vocal cords, and then we're going to get into the month of January and see what's happened. Alrighty, guys. Thank you for that little mini break there. So, back to the January overview. Again, the boundaries that I'm trying to work on for January is to reduce the spending. October, November, and December, I really just went into like a whole, if I want it, I'm gonna buy it. So we're just trying to rein that in. Um, Again, the 3 ways that I can carve out time for self-care, because one of the funny things that I noticed is most of the self-care things are free. So that's finding time to work out, because if you're lifting weights, you can't be spending. Hot cocos and reads, that's before bed. Again, that, reduces the doom scrolling. And of course, making time for painting, because again, I'm busy, I'm entertained into another activity. So it reduces the need to spend, mainly when you're bored. That's just me, though. Like, I'm an emotional spender, so if you have, the same issues, it's trying to keep yourself entertained so that you don't go on and spend. Okay, so the intentions that I have for the month, again, this is to get the My Perks card situated. This is my spending card. Again, I get gas points every time I use it, and those gas points make it to where I don't have to purchase gas. So that saves me in the long run. So just mainly getting any of those extra purchases off of that card would be quite helpful. No carrying balances type of thing. And again, the habit that I picked for January, which again, why I don't have habits in the front part of this, is to only charge what you can cover. That's my main number one rule for using the credit cards, because I do like the points back. I like the cash back. I like that you get discounts and that. The main thing is not to sit and say like, oh, it's on the credit card, so I don't care how much it is. It's like, can you actually purchase that if you didn't have the card? For the most part, yeah. It's just I have my moments, and apparently Wednesday is turning into the day. I mean, I wouldn't have picked Wednesday, but apparently Wednesday is the day of where my mind just says, ain't gonna do it. So, um, again, they give you another blank page. That's one of the reasons why I do love the Hemlock and Oak is that it's there's just so much space, guys. You could fit a lot into these planners. So I just started out with like a little summary of just like, hey, starting a new year. This is what we want to do. We um, just want to get back into these healthy financial habits. And one of the main things that caught my attention from October, November, and December of last year was the fact that I really wasn't considering, is it a want, is it a need? I was just going for it, guys. I was just buying everything. It's like, no, still not as bad as what I did years ago, but like, let's rein that back in. So pretty much anytime that something comes across my mind and I start noticing like, hey, you're really, like, I catch myself going on and trying to shop for these things, and then of course I gotta close the app. So yeah, I am gonna need HP photo paper sooner or later. That goes in my sprocket, but like at the time I just had this urge of like, you need to buy it now, and I didn't. Like, I still have paper, guys. This was in the first week of January. I'm not even close to running out on it. So like, no, whenever I get the 50 some dollars put off to the side, I can purchase the HP paper. I do not need to purchase it right now. Vita Collagen was different. I did need to purchase that. I take it every day. So we had to get that. Washer and dryer. It turns out I didn't need a washer and dryer. I just needed the dryer, so that one's checked off. Capsule closet. Again, I guess this is where like my mind just like focuses on different weird things, so I don't have to focus on what I need to focus on. I'm not going to die if I don't have a capsule closet. It's not like a need. So, and again, guys, I apologize for my voice. You can tell I'm not really a talker. So yeah, like the capsule closet again has been put on hold because like I don't need it. I want it, but I don't need it. Okay, the liquid salt, on the other hand, yes, I need that to get out of my driveway so I can go to work. And the V-Day Decker kind of won out, guys. Did I need it? No, it is definitely, most definitely a want. But I mean, Michael's was kind to give me the $5 bonus reward at the end of the month, and I mean, everything's like on sale, so I think I spent like 40 some cents with the $5, so we got that. So V-Day Decker, I could finally check off. We don't gotta worry about that no more. I'm not doom scrolling for it, and I'm kind of glad that I waited out because I think I'm trying to mentally remember here. I almost feel like the order I had on Amazon last week was probably about $30 or $35 for V-Day Decker. So, this is why I make this little list here. Because in one way, I feel like if I write it down, then it's no longer swimming around in my mind. And I mean, I can make the little shopping list if I want, but at the same time, I'm just trying to train myself to wait it out, just wait it out a little bit longer. And today was actually a really good day for waiting things out. Just being patient. I guess I'm practicing my patience. I made a little payoff area for my large orders. Again, these are the orders where I'm not following this because I wouldn't have purchased them if I had the funds to cover it. This is the mini dumpster, aka the pull storage, but I use it to store my trash in before I take it to the actual dumpster. Then that way it's not sitting around the house. Basically, it hides the trash and I don't have to look at it. Still got to make a payment towards that sucker, but I feel like that's where the stash funds are going to go to. I have a nice feeling this Friday that he's going to get paid off. I have craft room storage that I purchased in December, which was a nice Christmas present to myself. It's just, it would be nice if it, paid itself too, but, I don't know, the sale was too good, guys. I just had to get it, but I don't want to pay interest, so I believe it's this week coming up. I have this week coming up to figure out what I'm going to do with that. We did get all of the scrubber and its accessories paid off from Kohl's, though, so, didn't get hit with that. And the other thing that I added on here, and I actually kind of like this little list now, is the online orders, because it does kind of remind you of like, hey, you made that online purchase. A lot of the times you're cruising along, making your little online order, and then like 5 minutes after the dopamine high, drops, you completely forget about it. I do. And then, like 2 or 3 days later, you're sitting there and you're like, either a package arrives at your house and you're like, what the hell is this? Or, like a week goes by and you're like, where's my package? So it just gives me, just a reminder of like, where was it? What did I get? When's it supposed to be delivered by? And when was it delivered by? We're starting to notice some things here, and we can see Walmart. I tried purchasing my liquid salt. They let me make the purchase, and then the very next day they were like, hey, by the way, we can't sell this to you. No explanation, but it was canceled, so it's not getting delivered, and I had to purchase it on Amazon the next day, which is how I ended up getting on there for Valentine's Day decor. So see, even today, the only one I remembered was the Michael's decor. So I think this was garland. Granted, it wasn't $30 some, but oh Lord. So yeah, so this is why I keep this list here, because guys, I will forget. Okay, so the monthly layout here, again, this is all of the bills. For the last 2 years, I've only been listing the bills that I actually have to pay. For this year, I wanted to list all of them. These include some of the cards that are like paid off, that they'll probably never have a balance on them. Like the Platinum card, it was paid off last year. JCP normally never has anything on it. Same as the Quicksilver, the Lowe's, the VS. All of these are mainly going to have a 0, but it's just a friendly reminder to me to, remember like, hey, you have these accounts and we should probably check on them and make sure no one else is using these accounts. The only other difference that I have with this is I did color code them this year instead of just making it all one color. So the savings, the IRA, and then my $5 a day, which I call my daily savings, those are in gold. The bills themselves are in gray, so that's my utilities, rent, insurances. The store cards and credit cards, I did split those as well. So store cards are in smoky blue. Credit is in red because, red's danger. And the loans are in this nice dark green for the month of January. So... and then, I just take them off and write off a little estimate as they're going. So, we could see we're right where we need to be moving on to this week, which is, I'm telling you guys, like, I swear to God, I have the most bills on this week. So, here's just a glance at week 1. So, this is how I'm using the weekly for my budgeting. It looks messy, but at the same time, for some reason in my brain, it It makes sense, guys. It makes sense. It's bright and colorful, so it keeps me wanting to come back to it, because in a weird way I'm getting to create at the same time. But it is keeping track of all of the transactions. Again, I'm not concerned with the balance, just because YNAB keeps track of my balance, but you know, if need be, I could keep the starting amount up here and the end amount down on the bottom. But as for right now, all I really need to do is track what goes in, what goes out. So, this is just a review of what occurred this week, and I do keep my general mood of the day up on top, just again because, you know, I tend to spend, when like emotional, yeah, and they could be good, they could be bad, but like if I'm really super hyper or upbeat, normally I would go on and I would buy things because I'm excited, I'm celebrating. If I'm really anxious, which these really seem to be the big ones, anxious, tired, exhausted, those type of things, annoyed, I tend to go on and shop. So I do keep track of my general mood for the day. And what else do I got? I do keep track of the 3 me time things, guys. Because again, if I'm spending time doing these, that is time that I'm not spending. So I don't know, guys. It's definitely, it's not a typical budget planner. It's those ones bore me. They're just they're not exciting. They just I don't know. So this is how I take care of my budgeting and financing here. And the other thing that you may notice is I've started highlighting the ticks. If it does go on a card, it gets highlighted in a separate color, and then of course whenever I do cover the cost, I just hashtag it out, slash it out. I don't really know what the correct verbiage is there. This was a new one because if the order gets canceled, I'm just going to exit out. And we can see Thursday was a very stress-filled day. I don't know if like Wednesday was leading up to it. Wednesday I was generally happy, things were going my way, but I don't know if it was just the anxiety of knowing the snowstorm was coming in. Is that what caused the extra spending? I don't know. But yeah, the roads just sucked. And then of course, you know, like I purchased a liquid salt so I can take care of my driveway, and what do? Cancel it. Like, oh yeah, we can have this next day. No, you can't. And then of course, you know, you gotta go back on, and the one time Amazon makes me wait a week for the purchase, and it's like, Amazon, you let me down. But at least they let me buy it. So there we go. There's my Valentine's Day decor. $16 for my garland. But again, that was supposed to be a $30 order. And then we can see 47 cents today with the rewards. So what would have been 40 some dollars ended up being 1660, 1675, somewhere around that ballpark. And Passion Planner was kind enough to give all of its ambassadors a gift card, so I got to use that. So it's kind of like that's, I mean, I'm annoyed, I wanted to spend, but at the same time, you know, I found other ways to spend without it being my money. So that's kind of nice. And you know, we could see Saturdays are generally my no spend days. No spend day, I think I'm just excited that I'm not at work. Yeah. So Saturdays seem to be my safe day. I'm busy, I'm creating, I'm doing things. So it is nice to know that out of the whole week, there is a no spend day. Was I able to pay $130 extra onto my perks this week? No. I did get to 50. So, we did see that up here in the quarter. So, you know, 50 is better than, you know, nothing. I did get 230 on the here, and I was only supposed to do 50 that week, guys. So, you know, I mean, technically I'm still kind of ahead. So it wasn't 130 that I was wanting, but the reason why I held back on the 130 is because we can see that I made a lot of additional purchases that I need to look into at the start of next week just to make sure that I could cover all of the bills. Because remember, this is the week where all the bills come in. So I'm going to try to make up that extra payment. Even though I did do the 50 extra payment, but like, can I do extra this week? I always ask myself that. So, just trying to get the bills, all the payments taken care of, um, before before we make that extra payment. Because last year I was really into the extra payment, but what was happening is I ended up paying too much, and then I needed to go back and rely on the credit cards to make it through the next week. So we want to reduce that, but we want to make extra payments at the same time. So this is the layout that I'm going with next week. And guys, I love this. I love being able to just sit and relax and just create a colorful layout for the week. And it's just a very interesting, different way of looking at my budgeting now. We noticed the focus is still balance transfer. I did get a 0% balance transfer offer. I'm just waiting for the stupid thing to arrive in the mail. Probably can't get here because of the snow. But once it does arrive, I gotta figure out what account I'm putting onto this. So that, I could start saving on that interest. And again, these were in the beginning of the planner last year, but it's in the back with the notes now. So I kind of made my own Tetris. Just because I wanted the blocks to be something that was nice and easy to fill in. So I got 2 whole rolls filled in for this month already. And, with the list of bills that we just saw, there's going to be a lot more. So maybe I might get a whole nother roll, or whole nother row. There we go. That's the word I'm looking for. So I don't know. So I'll find out at the end of next week. And again, these are the accounts that I'm trying to pay off for this year. So, I mean, I never really know how far I'm going to make it for the year, guys. Sometimes I overestimate, other times I underestimate. Right now, I'm only projected to get to the city double cash, but that includes PSECU. I put them out of order, so I'm really only expecting to get 3 of these paid off, so we could even just say up to Merrick. That's what I have estimated. I'm really seeing I could probably get to there, possibly halfway through the city balance transfer. It would be really nice if I could get them all, but at the rate that I'm going, it's not gonna happen, guys. But again, you never know. Let's see here. What's a nice page to flip through? So let's just hang on to this page, guys, because I like it. It's definitely, as you can tell, we are all snow themed, guys. Once the snow started, it hasn't stopped. So see, we started getting snow. And then more snow. Broke my tooth this week too, so you had to pay for that. More snow. Yeah, and then what is it? More snow. More snow. I do have Ray at home with me. So I don't know. This is why I'm starting to think, like, should I start counting the snow removal and all that type of stuff like as seasonal spending? I think I'm going to. So that's it, guys. That's basically where I'm at with the budgeting at this point. Just slowly going with the debt payoff journey, and I got some good feelings about next week. So hopefully we get to end January on a good note. That would be nice. And again, I'm just gonna say this is a it's a nice place to close this budget review out. So, again, guys, I do thank you. I greatly appreciate like all the views, all the comments, and again, if you would like to see more of my plan with me's and my budget reviews, please remember to hit that like and subscribe button to see more.